Hello, hello. So we have Mariah. Mariah has graciously um agreed to share her gut rehab journey with us. And we actually just finished up a chat conversation about just alignment, listening to yourself, body, all the things. And so we're already kind of flowing, but I want to take a step back and just kind of give the floor to Mariah and have her introduce herself. Mariah, could you just share a little bit about like where are you in the world? um, and just how we even connected. I guess it's like 2 years ago now, but where are you? How we connected? What the heck was going on?
Okay, so where I am now, I met you 2 years ago when I was at my lowest, and I had two kids then, and it's been 2 years since. So I had my third baby a year ago. Um, I am a stay-at-home mom and a wife, and for many years I had struggled with um, just finding the results for myself that I wanted. I saw in Noelle um, she could help with clear skin, and I was dealing with a lot of acne at the time and feeling overweight and unconfident, and the clothes
Mm.
didn't fit right. And so I came across Noelle on Instagram, and from there I saw the progress that she had made in herself, and decided to reach out. And from then, we got working 2 years ago. And um, today, after having my third baby, I'm at the lowest weight that I've ever been in the most healthiest way. So, like, for years, I struggled to lose weight, and I would for like I could for 2 weeks at a time or to a month, and then I would gain it all back and then have more acne than when I started, and the clothes never fit right. And I love fashion, so I just wanted to feel confident in my clothes, and I didn't know what was going on until I came across Noelle and realized that I was having a lot of gut issues,
Mm.
and that was a symptom of those gut issues was my acne. And so she helped me really uncover all of that. And yeah, so basically,
Can I
every,
pause you really quick and just jump in because you hit
yeah,
so many good points.
yeah,
And one, can we just pause at the fact, I know you're sitting down right now, but you've had three children and you look incredible. It's like insane. I don't know if you can tell through Zoom, but Mariah's skin is just like glowing and radiant. Backing up to 2 years ago when you were saying you didn't know what was going on with your body. Could you share just like day to day, day to day, what was the struggle? I know you mentioned acne. Could you share other symptom wise and just like what were you eating? What was your diet like?
okay, so right before I worked with you,
Mm.
I was on a plant-based diet primarily for nearly 10 years.
Oh man.
And I thought that that was going to give me, bright, clear, beautiful skin. And I thought that, I don't know, I equated a plant-based diet with like restriction almost. And so I thought that that was going to get me to my results. And it just didn't. And I realized that I don't need to cut anything out to get results along with working with you. But yeah, I was eating a plant-based diet and a lot of vegetables at the time. And I think through that, it messed up my hormones in a way. I
Mm.
wasn't eat. But then right like 2 weeks after 2 weeks before I started working with you, I started to incorporate meat back into my diet because I just had a feeling that I think I was watching your content and how
Mm.
meat you. And so I started to incorporate, as scary as it was, because I just didn't like it as much as at the time.
10
But I
years?
started
10 years is a long time. I'm gonna just
10
pause.
years.
10 years is a long time to eat plant-based. And like, I just know so many women, and me included, and I think we've kind of bonded over this when we first started working together, was just
Yeah,
that I had been vegan. I had been vegan before. And like the genuine, I think, assumption is that that's the healthiest diet you can be on. Like,
yeah,
how on earth can we be struggling with acne and weight issues and gut issues if we're freaking vegan? Like, it must be something else. And then yeah, when we started working together and I saw the vegan diet, I'm like, oh gosh, okay,
yeah.
let's go in.
So it was along with the vegan diet, it was like, how can I cut out carbs? And it was just cutting out a lot. And it was
Yeah.
giving my body or listening to my body on what it needed. And I guess 2 weeks after working with you and had included meat back into my diet and started to work on figuring out what was not working for my gut, my acne was clearing up in those first 2 weeks. And
Happens so fast.
it was really quickly.
Mm.
But the best part about it was I was feeling really good. Um, Before the acne totally cleared, I was feeling so good inside of my body that the acne wasn't such a big stressor anymore. And from there, I mean, by the end of the 3 months, I was glowing. I couldn't, like, I was looking for every possible solution. And it was just fix your gut, add some more meat back into your diet, and um, from there, like, I have perfect skin.
And like anybody who um wants to see her like after, she shares like the most just like super fun videos on fashion and things like that and health. But you can see she has some before and afters up of her skin, and really similar to mine. It was like this cheek acne, right?
hmm
It was like
hmm
cheek acne.
Cheek and chin. So it was like hormonal.
Mm-hmm. And so what a lot of people assume is with hormonal acne, and actually I don't know if this was part of your thought process back then, but women who are into health and do their research, it's like, okay, let's cut out dairy and gluten. Let's do that. And that should fix it. But if you're vegan or plant-based, you've already done that, or at least the dairy piece. And so what Mariah is speaking to, that isn't the case with every single human body because everybody's different, but like 95% of women I work with, if you're not eating enough protein, like animal protein, it's very hard for your body to repair itself. And so switching to a diet that's more aligned with what our bodies were really designed to eat, um, tends to have a very drastic and fast effect. Like Mariah was saying, her skin cleared pretty fast. But I also remember with you, and this is so big, and I think this is almost kind of taboo for a lot of women who are in health. Could you remind me, were you already in IIN, already studying to be a health coach at the time?
I was.
Uh-huh.
And I was working with them while I was working with you at the same time.
Yeah. Um, do you mind if I just share that piece about health coaching and stuff?
Yes.
Um, so I feel like it's a little bit taboo in with women who are already in wellness, whether you're a health coach, nutritionist, dietitian, whatever it is, it's taboo to even like admit to ourselves that we're having these issues because we feel like, oh my gosh, I should have this figured out. But this is so common to be able to see other people, but it's hard to see ourselves and hard to know what applies to us. And so I just want to make that note. When we were working together, you were on your way to become a health coach. When I was struggling with my issues, I was also studying, but nothing really made sense. And I remember there was so much like clarity and ahas that happened by just like having a simple plan. Could you talk a little bit about like gut healing and gut health is so trendy right now? Like everybody's talking about it. But how did you find the actual gut healing process? Like in all honesty, how was it for you? You were a mom, I mean you're a mom, you're going to school. Like how was that? Did it feel like what you expected it to be? Like was it difficult, easy? Like describe it.
So you're asking how did I come across the gut healing?
No, like
How did I find it work for me?
how did you experience it? Like gut healing, I think there's a
Okay.
perception. Yeah, there's a perception
So
that like,
for the long before I found you, I was already trying to heal my gut on my own. I was doing a lot of celery juicing. Anything plant-based was
yeah.
it was gonna be the answer. It was gonna be lots of smoothies, lots of celery juice, and it just was not working for months. And I really believed that it shouldn't take years or months to resolve an issue. Like it shouldn't. And um, when I started working with you and you gave me simple tools to help heal the gut just slowly and not all at once, because I like to go, 100.
Yeah.
So you helped me take it into smaller bite-sized pieces. Like this week, we're going to see how this works. Um, and implementing things slowly really helped me.
Mm.
Also, incorporating back the meat really helped me. Um, and yeah, did I answer the question?
No, you
Is
totally did. I just didn't want to cut you off. It was
okay.
um really just speaking to if it felt stressful or not. Because we've had this conversation privately and where it's like when we're stressed out, and I don't know something more stressful than dealing with acne or
Mhm.
like body wise, or you're not the weight you want to be. And
Yeah.
it's very stressful. And so when we're in a stress state, one, everything feels stressful. And two, it's interesting. It's like we try these even more stressful things to get
Mhm.
better. When
Yeah.
really the medicine is you want to do something that's legit, but you want it to be simple. And so
Simple.
that's why I
Yeah.
structure Gut Rehab the way it is. It's over 3 months, which is, it's not 3 years where you're just going, okay, am I ever going to feel better? But it's also like not 24 days where you're like super rushed through a process of trying to fix your whole life in 24 days. It's 3 months is a really like gradual amount of time. And I just found that with you. Um, you just like feel like you flowed through it. And each week it was like something else. It was either your skin or bloating or your weight and stuff. And I going in, I don't think you were focused on numbers at all. It was more about how you felt in your clothes.
Yeah. Well, first it was the acne, but then when I started to fit into my clothes looser and I could go shopping, like that was, of course, amazing. And I didn't even know my digestion was so messed up where I wasn't even having regular bowel movements. I had no clue, or no one kind of taught me about how to look at this to kind of
Mm,
decipher what I need. And what I didn't need was a lot of vegetables and a lot of celery juice that
yeah.
was giving me more gas.
Yeah. But like there we all are, like running to Whole Foods, getting our organic kale and like trying to juice our way there. And I joke about it like that just because I thought I was alone in it. Like I thought I was the only person who was not getting results from this like plant-based way of fixing your gut. And if you're watching this, know like, okay, well, one, if you're watching this, you probably don't have it sorted out. But if plant-based works for you, I'm not even anti-plant-based. I'm speaking to the woman who's like, I'm struggling with XYZ and I'm doing all the right things and it's not working. It's like, there's nothing wrong with you. Your body's just not responding to that. So we need a different approach. And more often than not, when we're dealing with these chronic gut issues, plant-based diets can be really rough, and rough equals anti-healing. So that's really what I'm speaking to. But come the end of 3 months, you've sprinkled it in here and there, and you mentioned the skin a bunch, and we can see your skin. When you came out of gut rehab, what do you feel like were like the biggest shifts for you? The biggest changes? Well, and you could free reign, like physical,
Okay,
mental.
right off the top of my head is, and you kind of mentioned it, was it doesn't need to be hard to see results. But the one thing that I carry over into my health coaching practice as well is
Yeah.
that simple is best. And that's how I got results, was simplifying things. And I for years thought it had to be so complicated. And I don't know why we think health is so complicated.
Yeah.
It all it took was for you to kind of guide me through and show me along the way, like, it really is this simple. So that was the best part that I took away from it. And that's how, like, even after the 2 year after working with you from 2 years ago, um, I've continued to get to a size that I want to be at and gain results.
After the
Um,
baby too.
after the baby, like, this was incredible because after just giving birth 1 year ago, I'm at a size 25 waist, which was just um, a dream to ever, like. And before, prior, I never thought that I could get results that quickly, but it's honestly come just so easily because, and this is another point, like, the best takeaway from after working with you is I learned how to listen to my body.
Mm,
Fine. And that was
yeah.
the missing piece all along. After being in health for 10 years and going in circles, was I was doing everything everyone told me was the right way, but I didn't check in once to see if um, eating all of these vegetables and juices and stuff, if I really loved it, or it was actually a lot of work and too stressful, and it was creating more acne and stress and inconsistent bowel movements. And so through this, the biggest takeaway is hearing myself on what works. And so I implement that in every area of my life now, and I learned it through healing my gut, working with you.
Mm. I'm so glad that you mentioned the listening to yourself piece. I'm so glad you mentioned that because I talk about all the time on my Instagram, but probably not enough. I think most women, we have a desire. Yeah, we want results. Like whether the person wants, they want clear skin, they want to lose weight, they want to be bloated, whatever that is, we want results. Um, but I think deep down, all women just like want to be comfortable with themselves. Like they want to be confident in
Mm-hmm.
themselves. And that's a big part of gut rehab. And I remember emphasizing that with you, where it's, yeah, in the beginning, when we're struggling with our health, we need a little guidance. Like, okay, let's do this, let's do that. And this is really speaking to the person who's kind of been working with a bunch of different, probably well-meaning people, but not seeing results. Half of healing is you learning how to listen to your own body. Really, that's like half of it. And what I love so much is kind of teaching you how to do that with, yes, here's what we want to start with to start rebooting your gut and rebooting your body, rebalancing. But the other half, you have that power. That's in you. And anybody, it's not about, I think, getting that from the outside, it's just about activating it. Like it's always been inside of you, the knowing when you're full, knowing what foods work for you, all of that, but it can get covered up by all the noise. And just our
Mhm.
body being out of balance can make us kind of feel scattered. So
Yep.
no matter how off balance we feel or are, truly there's always a way back. Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
Um, and you said it so right, like when there's so much on top of what we already know, like we already know how to listen to ourselves, but we've added so much of what we think works. And when we're doing something that isn't aligned, it becomes too stressful. And so, as for me personally, for example, following many different diets over the years, I wasn't listening to myself when following that, and then it would stress me out, and so I would then binge eat later because I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't like what I'm eating. Um, this this doesn't like deep down it just didn't feel right, and so I was taking it out like on maybe binge eating, and then um, kind of self-sabotaging the results that I truly wanted because I wasn't listening to myself in the first place. So now I don't have those eating behaviors anymore because I listen to myself and give it what it needs. And my gut is strong enough that it can handle
Yeah.
anything now. So at first, at first, I had to remove some things to
Mhm.
heal the gut, but it wasn't forever having to remove those because I have them in my like daily life all the time. And I noticed that my gut is much stronger now. And yeah, I don't have to restrict basically to have results anymore.
Uh,
So that's
and
amazing.
that's like what I think so many of us want is just, let me feel good, but also let me eat more than like romaine lettuce. Like I want to feel good, but I want to live my life. I want to go on date nights. I want to go like eat
Yeah,
lunch with my kids. I want to be able to live my life and not feel like I'm getting controlled by food in my
yeah.
body.
Oh my gosh, yes. So it's like the freedom while getting results at the same time are before it used to be a dream and I would see you live that through, your life. And I'm like, I need freedom. Like I need to figure out how to do this because I don't want to go crazy for the rest of my life over
Right.
controlling every little food that I'm eating or over exercising or whatever. So now it's more relaxed and I have 3 kids, so I don't have time to be in the kitchen all the time making elaborate plant-based meals.
uh
So it's
no.
absolute freedom. And now I get to go shopping and I don't even track the numbers anymore. But when I go shopping, I'm like, I was working with you and I'm like, I'm trying on these pants and they're a size small. And I was like, are you kidding me? Are you like, how did I get here? Because it was just so easy. And I wasn't even, trying. It's just kind of funny how that works. Like when you stop trying so hard and just kind of let go and make it simple, um, amazing things happen. So,
And things just fall into place. And I will say though, like you came in ready to take full responsibility of it, right? It's like there's this dance between letting go and realizing, okay, we don't have to be all or nothing, but you got results, like your body rebalanced because you actually did the things. Given the things were simple and we did them slowly in a way over 3 months, like I designed it like that, but you did the things. And you like you just step in a way like just stepped into your power around it. And I think that's a big note too, is how you approach anything, whether it's working with me or anybody else or whatever thing you try, the mindset that you have in it is gonna make a big difference as to how it works for you. And so Mariah, your mindset was just like so open and ready. And so that was a big part too. I have to give you full creds for that. Um, and yeah, but I know we have to be mindful of time. The last
Yeah.
thing in like a last minute or so is just
Mhm.
rounding it out. Like, where are you now? I know it's 2 years later, but what's going on for you? I know we chatted about something's happening in May, but like, what are you up to now? Just
Okay, so now that I have like the freedom and the confidence and I'm listening to myself in every area of my life, from that place is bringing in more opportunity for me. And it's like it started with the health, but now it's activating other parts that I wanted to get to, arrive to, and have, like, so I talked to you about, but this coming May, I got randomly offered a runway job, which was, I grew up doing modeling and, but it was always a dream of mine to get back into it. And I love fashion, I love runway. And the fact that it came to me and I didn't have to go seek it out, but it came as a result, I truly feel, of feeling so good inside of myself, and that confidence um, is amazing. So I can't believe I'm finally here. Like I'm here. I'm literally here. Like
you have arrived.
there is nowhere else that I need to go or get to. Um, the clothes fit amazing. I wake up so excited to get dressed and ready for the day and feel confident. And I think that's what it's all about. It's like you know where you feel you're most confident. And so that's the goal, to get you to feel the most confident. And um, I know how to listen to myself and keep myself here in that confidence. And I have tools if I, were to, like, I don't know, fall back in any way, that I have the tools and behind me. But it just feels really good. After 3 kids too,
Like that
I
is just, I'm asking you a lot of questions, but honestly, you could have just sat there and your energy is just so good. It would have just been fine. Like the interview start done. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. It's my biggest, like, joy is not even the right word. It just feels like, yes, when us as women, I believe we're meant to feel good. Like we're meant to feel good. We're meant to love our bodies. We're meant
uh-huh.
to have energy and look the way you want to look. And
Mhm.
if you've gone off course, so many of us have, you can get back on. You can get back on. And Mariah is a super expander for moms out there. So thank you so much for sharing your story. And I know that women are just going, it's possible.
Yeah, it definitely is. Thank you so much, Noelle, for all of your guidance through the beginning 2 years ago until today. It's just, you are a huge expander for me, and I can't thank you enough.
You're so welcome. It makes me so happy. I'm gonna pause this.
Okay.